no more capacity at our bin site. This is where we're going to be expanding operations to. So 1 farm, 2 states. Alright, so we are moving right along with corn harvest. We're about probably a little less than halfway done with this field. Seems to be going pretty good so far. The yields are they're not the best, but they're not the worst. We're pretty deep in the yellow actually, but doing pretty well. We have 1 more field after this, and then that'll be it for harvest. Alright, so here we are in Minnesota. We have made it over in the dually. We are looking for where we're going to put our satellite farm. Not exactly sure yet. And I think we're going to have a halfway point, so anything at the lower halfway will be Eldred, and all that equipment will farm that side of things. And then the top half will be Forest River, and all that equipment will farm that side of things. And we'll have a halfway point. That way we're not trying to run equipment, 3 hours one way back and forth. Alright, so here we are at our satellite farm, I guess you could call it. It's kind of big to be a satellite farm, but we're probably going to end up needing most of the room actually once we start expanding and whatnot. So we have a couple bins, a main shop, we have a Quonset building on the other side here. I don't think we're going to keep all these bins. I think we're probably going to tear most of them down and put in like a more of a setup with a leg and an overhead and all that, because I'm not really a fan of I'm just not a fan of bins and then augers, and it's just such a pain to deal with, and it's slow going. So probably get rid of all that, knock out some trees here as well, and we'll decide, I guess, what equipment's needed on this farm and what we'll have come work its way down from the other farm to help out over here. But yeah, this is Eldred, Minnesota, and this is where we're going to be expanding operations to. So 1 farm, 2 states. But right now we need to get back to North Dakota and finish our harvest up there. Alright, so we've run into a major issue here. We have no more capacity at our bin site. I didn't take into consideration that this bin site doesn't hold very much. So we have a lot of corn that we have nowhere to go with, and we're going to have to think of something really, really fast. So we have found a farmer who's willing to rent us a bin. It is just a standard bin, so we are going to have to get our auger out over here in order to fill it, but we did find a rental bin to use. Alright, so here is our setup. This is our rental bin we were able to secure. We might get one of those Soaring Eagle little drive over things, so that'll make unloading a little bit quicker here. This is going to be moment of truth if this is going to work or not. It's pretty tight squeeze back here actually. We'll see if we can do this. Hopefully everything's set up correctly. Right now I think we got it. Everything wasn't lined up good enough. I think that's what our problem was. We'll see if it actually... It's not going down any. That's... So... I used to know how to work this thing. I haven't used one of these since 22. Okay, now everything's working. I figured out what our problem was. It was none of this stuff. It's that I didn't actually own or lease the land, so I just leased it for the time being. Now everything works, and I mean our auger's kind of all jacked up here. It's off center, but you can kind of see it's now working like it should. We're gonna move the combines over to the Godfrey farm. The field by the elevator is not really all that big, so it went by pretty fast. So it is kind of raining. However, the crop is still able to go through the head and through the machine without plugging it. So we're going to keep picking corn until we have to stop. So I think we're going to stop for a little bit and let the rain kind of settle down, because I think it's kind of hurting the yield a little bit. And then I'm going to run back over to Minnesota and take a look and see what all we're going to need and start getting that farm over there ready. Alright, so we are back. The rain has gone away. The crop is a little bit drier now, so it's nighttime now, so we are about to unleash on this field and try to knock out as many acres as we can. I think we've come to the conclusion that the tractors really probably won't be going over to Minnesota. We might have to borrow a 475 here and there, but I think we're going to end up with more tractors. I'm not going to say if they're going to be new or used. It's just going to be whatever we can really justify buying. However, the combines, though, I think they are going to get the short end of the stick and are going to have to be going back and forth between both states. There's just no real reason to justify buying more of them. I mean, tractors make sense because we're always in the field with them spring and fall, but the combines, they really don't make any sense to buy more of them. Same thing with the sprayers. I don't think we're going to buy any more sprayers. We're just going to run back and forth what we have. We're going to try to straighten up this field here a little bit, so we'll just have some really off rows here left to do with one combine, but we're going to get it kind of squared up here. Thought about selling some grain right now, actually just taking it straight to the elevator, but the prices are abysmal. Like they're bad. Even with soybeans, they're bad, because I was like, well, maybe we could free up space at the Big Bend site. Nope. Soybean prices are also just in the gutter, so I think we're going to be holding grain until at least the spring. Now, I know what some people are probably thinking, how is this 2 states and not 2 farms? Well, when you look at it from the owner standpoint, you own both farms in both states, so technically it's 1 farm. I mean, physically, yes, it is 2, but ownership-wise, it's just 1 big farm when you look at it from that side of things. Now, how is this series going to work? I mean, it's going to be basically like it would be in real life if you were farming in two different states. Like, if you're at harvest season, you'd harvest all your beans in one state, go to the next state, harvest beans over there, and then you do the same thing with corn. You would start in one state with corn and then go to the second state and harvest your corn. You might have a little bit of, if you have enough machines, you might have a little bit of back and forth, because I could see where corn might be ready in one state. However, the second state, I could see where it might be a little behind, and the beans may be slightly behind. So you might be cutting beans in one state and picking corn in the other. So I've never seen anybody do this, what we're trying to do here. Then again, we've never had 2 maps this close together in location ever in this game. So it's something that I figured, let's give it a try. When I knew he was coming out with the Eldred map, I'm like, I've had this idea for a couple months now. So we're gonna definitely give it a try. Alright, so that's probably gonna be it for the video. I know this one wasn't all that long, but I hope you guys are excited for the series that we're about to try to pull off here. I think it's gonna be kind of cool if we can execute it properly. But I thank you guys so much for watching. Definitely hit that like, subscribe button, and I will see you guys in the next one.